Hello, everyone. This is Nathan Martindale, U.S. history teacher and D.C. trip sponsor at Eastern Green Middle School. Wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update here on the 2021 D.C. trip that was planned on in June with these current 8th and ninth graders. After talking with the administration and academic travel services, which is the ones that handle our money, get them to the venues there for the Capitol building and for the Smithsonian museums and the White House, that really set the stage for everything. We are going to have to cancel this trip. Looking at everything that's going on with the current pandemic, plus the fact that we don't even know what buildings are going to be open in Washington, D.C. in June, it was just going to be impossible for us to be able to get the money to these places and still have the confidence in knowing that if something happens, we can still get all that money back. And that was kind of the big problem. We waited to the last minute to be able to make this decision, hoping that things would kind of clear up. But it just doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. Obviously, this is very frustrating. From my perspective, this was going to be my first trip as DC trip sponsor. And it was going to be with a group of ninth graders that I had for 2 years at the middle school level, 7th and 8th grade, that I got a good relationship with. And we were going to have a fun time, and I was excited about taking them, as I was with the 8th grade group. But it just doesn't look like this trip is going to be able to occur. So with that being said, I kind of want to reach out to parents and students and talk about the refunds of how we're going to get this money back, hopefully into the hands of these parents and students. For ninth graders, ninth grade parents and students, any money that you paid toward ATS, whether that be cash or check, will get back into your pocket. So that means if you paid $400 to ATS, that money will be coming back to you. The only issue is going to be the money that you fundraised for, cookie dough, gates and concessions. All of that money due to State Board of Accounts has to stay with Eastern Green. However, the point that I've been trying to kind of make with people throughout this whole process is that money stays in the class of 2024 fund. So with that class, they get to utilize that however they want during their high school career. And I think that's very important. I think that whatever group it is, whether it be class 2024 or class 2025, can utilize this for a really neat prom, maybe to change the venue, go somewhere really cool, maybe an after prom at Kentucky Kingdom or something along those lines, where they can utilize that money to have a memory there at the high school level. The other option that they could possibly have is trying this trip as a senior and going to Washington, D.C. again. I mean, it's very possible that people could make that happen if they really, really wanted it to. Obviously, from my perspective, I think I might be tricky on my end to be able to pull that off. As 8th grade DC trip sponsor, trying to run a senior trip as well might be deemed difficult. But if you can find some people that would help, that would be really neat to be able to do. It's one of those places that it's not only educational, but it's a lot of times it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so it was the reason why we hung on for so long trying to get this trip to happen, instead of just fully refunding the ninth graders and not even trying with the 8th graders and saying sorry. We just really felt that this trip, if at all possible, we should try to do. And so if that's an option, where both of these classes as senior years can go on a DC trip, that sounds great. And if I can help in any which way, shape, or form, I will. And so what we need from parents at this point is information to be able to provide these refund checks too. So when you're looking at this, and I'm just really talking specifically to the ninth graders because they're really only the ones eligible to get money back due to the 8th graders not putting any money into ATS. So 8th grade parents, if you're listening right now, all of your money that you had through cookie dough or through trash bags, all of that stuff's going to stay in the class of 2025. And you can kind of do the same thing that I just talked about in regards to a prom or a trip as well. So what I need from ninth grade parents specifically here is to be able to get these refund checks out to you. I need some information. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a Google form with this video. And it's basically going to say student name. And so I need obviously the name of the student and the address you want this check sent to. Now, once I get all of those things formulated and I've got all the information that I need to provide that, I can start handing that over to our treasurer, and then they can start formulating the checks and getting those into your guys' hands. So really, it's going to be on your guys' end to try to get us that information we need, and that way we can get these checks back to you as quickly as humanly possible. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to do this because there's a lot of you, but this is just kind of the best way we can do it in a timely fashion. I've already got the numbers figured out in terms of how much each student is going to get back. So at this point now, it's just trying to figure out where we can send these checks out to and who we can send these to and who do we make this check out to. With that being said, once again, I hate it. I really was looking forward to this trip. But, in regards to the safety and health of everybody involved, teachers and students, we believe this is the correct decision given the current state in which we live in. And so hopefully this clears some things up. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you very much, and stay safe and healthy.